I'm Bud Summers. This is lesson number 21, minor scales. We're just going to work with the natural minor scale today. What I was doing there, I did chord progressions in 3 different keys, and then in E minor, and then in A minor, and then in D minor, and then I just used the natural minor. I didn't use anything other than the natural minor scale to do some soloing in those keys. Well, let's talk about building your minor scale. Now, the minor scale we talked about in lesson number 20. We talked about major scales and how they can be put together using half steps and whole steps. We defined half steps and whole steps as being half step is 1 fret on your guitar. It's also called small M2 minor second. A whole step on your guitar is 2 frets, also called a major second. When written out, we do with the uppercase M2. Here we're talking about the natural minor. There are also harmonic and melodic forms of the minor scale. We'll do those in the next lesson, so if you want to dial into that for number 22. But in the natural minor scale, we're just going to follow a pattern, whole steps and half steps, just like we did to create a major scale. Now, I think it's easier to understand if you just start by doing this on a single string. That way you can watch the intervals as they occur. You know, that to me is kind of the most easy way to follow. We can start from anywhere though, but again, if we start with an open string, you can see how it moves up. That's the minor scale right there, a natural minor scale. Now, the pattern of half steps and whole steps is what makes this come out correctly. And in the natural minor scale, the pattern is going to be a whole step, a half step, whole step, and then a half step, and then 2 whole steps to end it. That's a little bit different. It still has 2 half steps, and just like the major scale did. The natural minor is going to have 2 half steps. They just occur in different places. In the major scale, we had a half step between 3 and 4, and another one between 7 and 8. Here we have between 2 and 3 and 5 and 6. Okay, so you start with an open E if we're playing in the key of E, and then we go a whole step, 2 frets, and that's your 2nd scale degree. Then we do a half step to get to your 3rd scale degree, and then a whole step, another whole step, and that's where I would shift. And then a half step, whole step, whole step, whole step. Back down. There's that half step. There's your other half step. Okay, let's do it on the 2nd string also. Open string, then a whole step, half step, whole step. Then a whole step, half, whole, whole. When we're fingering notes for the left hand, try and use the tips of your fingers. Try and keep the thumb moving with the hand. That's another key thing to do. Don't drag the thumb back here. It'll only slow you down. Let the thumb and the hand go together. They normally do. Okay, so don't drag it back like this and you pull yourself out of position. When we talked about the major scales, we mentioned briefly the key signatures, different key signatures. Tell you what notes would be sharped or flatted or what's just a natural note. The natural minor, the relative minor of any major key is going to have the same key signature. So if the key was C, the relative minor is A minor. C and A minor have the same key signature, which is no sharps or flats. You may have already known that, but they will have the same key signature when you're talking about the natural minor scale. And we'll talk more about the relative majors and minors and how they work in different keys and everything. But for right now, if we can just get this idea of the minor scales, again, we've got a whole step, a half step, whole step, half,